Welcome back, one and all. For those of you just coming to my channel for the first time, I welcome you all. My name is J.A. Adams, and for those of you who've been coming for years, thanks for coming to see another video. And today we're going to cover language genre. Why is it so important? The big issue is not everything in the Bible is literal. So much of the Bible is literal, but when we come across a passage that uses a different type of language, we really need to understand what the Lord was intending for us to know. So with the literal meaning, we know that it's a direct type of language. With figurative meaning, figurative means figures of speech. It conveys a secondary, many times deeper meaning. A metaphor makes a comparison between two unlike things. And then we have a simile, which compares two things using the word like or as. And personification gives a human quality to an animal, an object, or an idea. So there's many verses many verses we can use for an example for language genre, but today we're going to use Revelation 9:10. Many people consider the whole book apocalyptic. In this particular passage, it's describing the locusts that are going to be one of the plagues sent. And when we look at all the major translations, such as the ESV, the King James, the Berean Literal Bible, New King James, NAS, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. These locusts had tails with stingers like scorpions, which had the power to injure people for 5 months. So they were given power to injure men or injure mankind, but not to kill mankind. So throughout the centuries, there have been a number of artists that have tried to depict or describe in paintings and other visuals what these locusts are going to look like. So someone did an AI experiment and came up with some very interesting visuals. Here are a couple. We don't really know what they're going to look like, but AI does its best based on all the information pulled from the internet. They all seem very frightening, and it is going to be a frightening time for those who are going through the Great Tribulation. So the interpretation, what are we to make of this? Since this is not literal language, and this was John seeing and trying to describe the best he could in his language, what he thought he saw when he was taken up. There are several suggestions. Some people suggest that these locusts actually describe something such as the modern day helicopter gunships that the Antichrist or a one world government would be using. I agree with this statement here. Those are all purely speculative, and they don't fit all the details for a number of reasons. Now, the scholar Henry Morris, he wrote that there seems to be no alternative to concluding that God, satisfying the age-long desire of those wicked spirits to possess bodies of their own, has created bodies for them, bodies appropriate in demonic appearance to the character of the demonic inhabitants. And lastly, the scholar Bill Mounts, he goes on to say that there can be no specific answer to the question of exactly who or what is symbolized by these plagues of the locusts. But what we can definitely know for sure is it's going to be an unprecedented demonic torment, and history, we don't know what these are going to look like because we've never seen anything like this. We've never seen enough to see how exactly this is going to take place, and it's going to remain unknown until disclosed by history itself. So one of the ways to interpret it in any scripture you come across is if there is not a direct way to interpret, then we take what we know and see and say, you know what? The Lord knows. We can't know everything. This is one of those mysteries in the scriptures. So I hope you got a little bit out of this short video. At the end of the video, I'm going to talk about another resource that I created. It took me 4 years to do it. We're going to be doing a series on words and how words are used to interpret the scripture in some future videos. In the description of my video, will be a link to my visual Bible study guide. It's a great tool for people who are short on attention span, or they just would like to have another resource that is done in a visual format with graphics and charts and infographics, things that'll help you understand things in a quicker way than having to read 50 pages commentary to come to a conclusion. So I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Thanks for coming.